Guys, we are here at the inaugural podcast at Shapiro Capital, and I couldn't think of having two more dynamic young men. And when I say young men, they're about 33 years younger than me, each of them. And if you didn't notice, they could be brothers. They might even be twins.
Maybe.
And
It's a slight chance.
I don't even know if I can do justice to giving them an introduction. So I'm actually going to ask Andres, who's the younger brother, to introduce his brother, and then I'm going to ask his older brother to introduce him. But Andres is an attorney. He's local. They're Argentinian. He went to Nova. He worked his ass off through college. And his brother is the same, but he owns Avenew Realty, and he's doing the same thing, and he's building up the business. But guess what he's doing? He's building multi-family deals, and he's doing them from the ground up, and he has no cash in the deals. So, Andres, introduce your older brother.
I like
Give
the, I
him
like
the
the-
hit.
I will. So my twin brother, his name is Horacio Fernando. He's older than me by 2 minutes.
You know I can't say that, Horacio Fernando. I can't
Fernando.
say it with the rolling of the R's.
But you can say it. No, it sounds good. He is a broker. He is my partner. And best friend and enemy at the same time because we're twins. We started along with my father in the industry. He opened the brokerage while I had to go into law school. But we've basically helped each other grow, and today we're doing everything together along. I'm the attorney. I'm the title company. We teach over 200 realtors, and you're correct. He is developing. We are in another industry as well because we are practicing what we preach, pretty much. But yeah. So this is Andres Ferrando, my best friend, my brother.
I like that.
Yes, correct. He is the best lawyer, real estate lawyer there is, in my eyes. He's always there for us, always there for me, always there for the clients, and that's the principle that he has, okay? And he just works hard, and we work hard together, and I love what we do, and we are very connected, aside from being the same person. We are connected in work. We work every day together, and he will always be available for anyone. This is what we do, and yeah, and he's the best. I needed to come here for this to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, you need. Yeah, definitely.
I needed to come here.
There's no holding back.
Yeah.
What was the first thing I asked you in the office? Have you ever had the same girl? We can cut that out. But I don't want it.
It's happened. We've shared some good stories, bad stories, work, school, everything you can name off.
I met your dad, and go back a little bit in time when you guys were younger, and how hard you worked to get to this place. Because people need to know that if you work hard and you put your head down, you can achieve anything. And these guys are absolutely a testament for achieving things at a young age. They're 31, both of them. So they're doing it. So tell us, you were talking about
Thank
shoes.
you. I mean, we came from nothing. We got here at 11 years old. We were 2 years without seeing our parents. Well, my dad. We were with my mom. And as soon as we got here, I remember the first month we tried going to a soccer tournament, and we had to go out and car wash cars and do shutters for houses and stuff like that. And then I have a picture in my phone. Maybe I was 14, 13, where we were pressure washing the houses, the fences.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he taught us the process. He gave us $100, which we shared 50-50. And we would car wash, and we would wash the any inspections that he had, anything that he had to do before the walkthroughs and stuff like that. That was us doing it. And then at 15, we also started working, selling shoes in the mall. As soon as I remember there was curfew, so I couldn't close the store. I would have to leave by 9 p.m. I'm sorry. And then little by little, we went into different jobs until
one day I was doing my master's, and we decided to go into real estate. For me, it was a hard time because I was quitting my job. I was 22 years old, and at that time, my dad needed it because of health issues with my sister, stuff like that, and it was just a perfect timing for me. It took me a long time. My brother came in the business. In 1 month, he had made everything that I made in the 8 months it took me.
He says it was luck, but
I don't think it was luck. I think it's just teamwork and me showing him what failed and worked.
I knocked on the door on the house, the first house I want to see, because I saw a car that was parked there, and in my mind I'm like, that has to be the neighbor that knows the house was empty. I knock on the door, and the lady, that was her dream house, so she ended up buying it. But that was not luck. I had to knock on the house.
It was a Friday afternoon, so any other kid at 23 would have been somewhere else.
Yeah, the crazy part of that story is, it was the way that I remember is, I had the open house sign.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing an open house for another realtor in another company that had offered me to do an open house for 1%.
Mm-hmm.
And I went for a whole week, bought balloons, cookies, I did flyers. The house.
He was doing open houses Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and Fridays and Saturdays.
Literally.
So when realtors ask me, they do one open house, two open houses, and they say it's not working for me. I remember when my brother used to do Monday, Tuesdays. So for me to get my first sale, I probably did 21 open houses.
Wow.
So it took me. It took me 7 months to get my first sale. But on the seventh month, I remember I closed 3 deals. They were big deals. I made 77 grand. So I made the whole year in that moment. I said, okay, so I could do this repeatedly, month to month. Then it'll pay off. And then I remember I sold like a $5 million commission, a house in Pinecrest where it made me over 150 grand. And then life changed. And little by little, life has been changing. Little by little, fast, I would say.
Well, you guys are growing very, very rapidly. You have over 200 agents?
Yeah, we have 181 company, and then I have another company which doesn't pay the MLS. It's not from the board, but we have 40-something realtors, so over 200.
And Andres has a law firm. He has Oneway Law. How many lawyers do you have in?
We have 3 lawyers currently.
Mm-hmm.
We specialize in real estate, commercial, and residential transactions, and we also do estate and trust corporations. We establish them from Florida to Delaware. The whole state structure to be able to cover assets and protect them. And we also do personal injury, any slip and fall, medical malpractice. We have that as well. But I'm just focused on real estate. That's what I do and I love, and that's what we breathe and talk every single day. It's funny because now that I'm an attorney, it actually makes the full circle. And the best part of me being an attorney, it is that I'm also, or I've been an agent for many years. So when I see other attorneys, I put myself out and I'm like, I'm not here to justify fees. I'm here to represent. I'm here to, make sure that everything's done correctly. If I need to go into represent, that might mean also fighting for my client's interest. It's now that we have the full circle. It's like I get to, have the team and protect them and also protect the client. So it feels good. It's a lot of calling and a lot of questions, but we're here.
I feel what's best about my brother being a lawyer is that he was in the shoes of an agent. So as being an agent before being a lawyer, you understand a different aspect. It's like being being the agent before being the boss. So you have to understand
I wanted to quit law school every single day because of how hard it was, because we were opening the office.
He was working full time, making a lot of money while he was in law school. So it was a lot of sacrifice.
But and then at the same time, I remember sending my father 2 a.m. when I was studying. I would go into Google and look up articles and see how many because I was looking at all the attorneys, my friends, or colleagues, what they were doing how much they were making, of course, because that's also in relation as an attorney, right? We study so much and so hard um, that I just couldn't put myself in that same shoes. So, I went in from being an agent, as we said, I was able to, make a living while I was in law school, which that's pretty hard. And so being successful at it and also being successful in law school, it just, once I'm an attorney, I just couldn't be, I remember doing my last open house, and actually for an attorney and colleague of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I'm putting the open house signs on a Saturday. I was an attorney already, I just wasn't practicing. And the house was worth in the 800s, so we're talking about a 20-something $1,000 commission, right? I remember my dad calling me saying, "You can't be showing the house. You're an attorney." And for me,
That's where life changed.
For me, I fought back. I'm like, yeah, well, this is 22. If I was an attorney, it's nothing compared to this. That was my last show in an open house that I ever done.
Do you miss it?
I missed. Yes, I miss me being around all the time, but I get to do that, not so often anymore because I have to be in the office and everyone's screaming my name. But I do miss it because, just like if you're good at something, you're not really working, right? And I always tell the story of how I started.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finished that story, I said that was the last time I actually worked. We were working in the mall. We were selling perfumes, me and him. I have a 5-year trophy of selling perfumes. And then I remember that I had a trip with the next, girlfriend, and I was doing the Macy's, the selling perfumes. I was working at a law firm as an intern, which I was getting, minimum pay.
Mm-hmm.
I was not eating lunch because I had to do everything together, and I had booked a flight to Europe for a whole month. The law firm wanted to reduce the hours that I was doing. The math with the 8 an hour and 9 an hour, it didn't add up for what I wanted to do. The only thing I had on me was my license, my real estate license, and I remember back then we had to paint, the app in the computer. I went in, I put for rent, black and white, not even color because I couldn't waste that ink.
Yep.
For rent, 32, call me. Not my name, not my phone number, nothing.
No, you had your phone number.
Well, yeah, my phone number. Sorry, not my email.
He remembers everything.
Yeah, because I got my.
I still have them.
It's funny because he saw that I was making money. He saw that I was closing,
I was still
and
doing it at
he
home.
was just started. So he kept working on the perfumes until he saw that there was money on this side, right? To jump sides. Once he saw the money, he's like, okay, let me start.
but it wasn't for me. I had no other choice. So, for example, like I said, I was working, and then I had to out of a sudden, I'm not working in the law firm. I'm not gonna make it. It's either I cancel the trip, or I remember I said to that person that I was with, I said I'm gonna make $10,000 from here to a month. That time I was young. I didn't even think it was possible.
You just put your head down.
Yeah, literally, I printed. I would go to every shopping center there is in Doral. I knew all the flyers. I would wait until people wouldn't see me. I would park and then just with tape, I would tape it into Bank of America. Which
yes.
I've gotten called by.
like that.
I gotten called by the manager or someone. I would have to go out and take it out.
So we
But-
were thinking what's the worst that could happen here. So the worst that could happen is it's a fine, right? Because you cannot be doing that. So it's $100 fine, which the book says the first fine. It says $100 fine against commission.
You looked it up.
I looked it up.
Oh, you looked
I
it up.
looked it
lawyer
up.
back then.
I looked it up.
I had the actual.
The first fine.
Uh,
Then you can't be doing this. It's definitely, but you have a warning as well. So he got called maybe 5 times with warnings, but the reward was there.
One time I had to go back. And
I bought my first home out of these signs.
Yeah.
He sold me my first house,
So I wouldn't. Yeah. The way that I
He
thought
made
about
commission.
it is
and I made commissions. So we both made commissions. He sold me my first house for someone that he met for those signs.
one of my best clients today, and I still have business with them. But yeah, no, I couldn't even get home, and people were calling me, and I knew
Wow.
I had a month literally just to do something. I ended up, my goal was not even to make a sale because I had
What year was that?
oh, that's
2017, 2016.
yeah, something like that.
2016.
And my goal was just to make 3 rentals. And like I said, I had the goal of the 10K, but I didn't think I was gonna reach it.
Mm-hmm.
With 7, I was good for the trip.
Yeah.
And this lady, she was going through divorce. She gave me her house to sell through the, the rental pamphlets or whatever you want to call it. And I remember selling it, put it on the market, full price the same day.
Mm-hmm.
We closed within 30 days. Ended up leaving, and I actually did 3 rentals, so I ended up leaving with $14,000-$15,000, and that was the last time I worked. That's how I said. I came back and it's, real estate is a passion again. We go happy to show houses.
Amazing.
We're not here for the commission. We're here for the relationship, and we
Of
provide
course,
a service.
of course,
We don't see each other as sales.
We cannot say we stopped looking at numbers, but we did stop looking at numbers. So it's a mixed feeling that we have.
And this is what we teach our realtors too, right? I know that at the beginning, they're trying to make the first sale. Every penny counts. But as you grow into the business and you're making relationships, you have to stop looking so much at that money right there and then, but looking into a relationship. And this is
it's a long-term business.
Of course.
Okay, when you have a good client, that client will follow you from deal to deal, which is what we're doing here because our clients are all investors. So they're not buying one deal every 5 years or one deal every 10 years. They're buying 5 to 10 deals every year. So that's the beauty of having a community where you have a lot of people that are like-minded and they all leverage off of each other. They all work off of each other.
And we learned this from experience, right? We definitely come and go in the business, but we learned that there's enough for everyone to be a part of, right? If you bring value in the table, so the structure has to be made of people. People need to get paid, and
Yes.
you need to look at the macro of everything, not just one deal. You have to look at the relationship. Relationship grows, and you meet more people, and then most business. So sharing it's part of the business, and having a structure is the main part of it, in my opinion.
What is your best way recruiting new agents?
We recruit agents who we do deals with. They see the way we work. As soon as we close a deal, will be the easiest for me. And also social media. Social media is a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
We get most of our new realtors and clients through social media, mainly Instagram. And we also do different lead generation companies where we spend our marketing.
Do you do that?
We do that a
Lead
lot.
gen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
the real
attorney.
estate. I'm sorry. This is the real estate side of it. We do a lot. If you look us up in Zillow, in Google, you look up my company, you look up my name, my brother, you'll find us.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to find us. So it's easy to find us because we do a lot of spending, and also organic. The majority of our Instagram is organic, and then we have paid advertisement.
Do you have your agents doing that also?
We do. Honestly, we do, because if we go in Doral, especially in Doral where we started, now we went into different zip codes. But if you go into Doral, probably out of 8 agents, 6, it's in our company.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it's crazy.
we're dominating.
It's also like a domino effect, We push, we push them. I don't want to say push. We we advise.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but we advise our friends, everyone that we know, and maybe they want to change their life, maybe you're not, but this is a good way to maybe fund whatever life they want to have, and all you need to do is be a good person in this industry. Doesn't.
What we do is it's kind of, we tell you we don't lie. We don't like lying. It's not in our nature. Okay,
Right.
So our nature is to tell you what's working for us, and we'll share. People like to share the good things, so we'll share what we do, and we don't see it as a
competition.
or
Exactly. I think I wanted to say this. I think we got tired of competing against each other. That we just open book in a good way, and we want to see everyone succeed. We just it's not just us. Everyone that's with us, the whole.
I
group.
feel so. If my my mentor, my dad, was able to show me the way, I'm able to show the way to others, right? And the way he showed me is by also him making money. So he showed me, but he was benefiting from everything. So that's a real relationship. There has to be a mutual beneficial. So he showed us that, and then I'm able to give my time to someone that's gonna give it back. Okay, and that's how I feel.
That's actually a really good way. It's a super, super way. Could you do me a favor? Could you grab the new tonic off my desk for me? Thank you. So, tell me about, I have two, and it's gonna be the same question. The hardest real estate deal that you ever did, and the most difficult closing you ever had. And have you ever gone to a closing where it's a divorce situation, and they're both there and they hate each other?
Been there, done that.
I think they both come to the same
Well,
deal.
The house that you bought.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Really?
That I sold him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was from maybe
Wow,
10
that's
in the
crazy.
morning.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. It was they were getting divorced, and
She almost ran over him in the parking lot.
it gets sad. So I don't want to go into the relationship part of it, of course. So I'll just go through, what I felt is I was from 10 in the morning maybe to like 5 p.m. and then in the room next door, just waiting for them to finalize the fight and sign, so I could go there and sign. And it was just horrible. The whole situation was horrible.
Fun fact: they got back together after selling the house.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah, it's a
No
fun
way.
fact.
Really?
They sold me the house, they got back, and they tried to buy it from me. And
They still together?
they're still. We don't. I don't know,
No,
but
I can affirm to that. No.
she tried. She tried buying it from me, and I'm not that nice. I'm nice, but not that nice. And to this day, we still have the property. It produces a lot of money because it has an efficiency and stuff like that. So it was something that we want to keep and want to have, and it was a story for us.
Mm-hmm.
And that started because it was a time when I started real estate here, doing the signs, and we got to the home. It was in 2017. So the market, the market
Buyer's
in 2017,
Definitely.
it was a buyer's market.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was a buyer's market. But when we got to the property, so this is why mentorship and having a group of people means a lot, right? He listed the property. I went to show it, and I saw a bunch of people outside waiting to go see the property.
And
I
if it
come-
was COVID times.
Really?
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was crazy, and it was we used to. So my dad was had a contract with HUD,
Mm-hmm.
so we used to get foreclosures, maybe 3 foreclosures a week, where my dad used to list
Yep.
it, and we used to sell them, but I was the one handling all the calls for that, and he listed a house. It was a normal sale, a normal resale, and I got 20 calls in 2 days, while I was getting maybe 3 calls for a
That's a
foreclosure, right? So as soon as I got the calls, I went to go see it, and I saw maybe like 4 people outside, like paparazzis, like literally waiting for someone to
Yeah,
come
he
out.
wanted me to remove the
sign?
The sign.
And then I called my dad and I said, hey, this is going on. So this is not something I've seen in your other properties.
No.
What's going on here? He's like, take it off the market. We're buying it. How much does he want? Tell him you give him full price. We're buying it. So that's kind of, he pushed me there. I was so
Yeah,
scared.
I know. My dad is, you don't do it, I'll do it. You don't open the law firm, I'm not an attorney, but I'll open the law firm.
Well, that's how he did it. So to open the law firm, my brother wanted to work for someone else to get some experience.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was,
He was between both.
Again, I went into law school with the same mentality. I want to open my law firm as soon as I get out. I can learn this. It's just a matter of the same. Well, actually, I did it. I was so scared. I wasn't gonna do it if it
What were
wasn't
you
for my
scared?
dad. Scared of well, I have a text message with my dad. Is funny. He keeps them all. And there's a text that I said, how do you pretend for me to open a law firm when I don't even know how to write a check? I used to get the checks, I wouldn't write the checks.
Mm-hmm.
And today we're doing dispersing 2 files at the same time. Today we're doing a closing right now.
People need that extra push.
Oh yeah, no, he sat me down, and I told you this in another conversation in private. he sat me down, asked me to get a coffee, which he doesn't even drink coffee. And I know he wanted to talk, but I had just bought my house, that year as well. I was doing fairly good. I was not even a year out of law school, but I was happy getting my energy back. And he sat me down and he tells me, "You're failing in life, pretty much." And I'm like, but it's like, but those are the moments that
No, he felt like you weren't using your full potential because you have a license, a law,
Yeah.
for you to practice the law, and you were doing real estate when we had a plan.
I did interview with when I finished law school, before going into full force and knowing that this is what I'm gonna do. I interview with big law firms, small law firms, to see what first what I had to offer them and what they had to offer me.
Mm-hmm.
And it came down to big law firms wouldn't even take my closings, so I wouldn't even be able to take care of my clients. They wanted huge closings. And even if they would take my clients, they would only have me doing the assistant work,
Mm-hmm.
which I did not go to law school for that. Even though a lot of people, and the conception is you got to learn the whole way. I learned the whole way, one way, which is the right way. That's why I have the name.
That's why it's called Oneway.
Literally,
Yeah.
because I feel it's only one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God I didn't listen to other people. Thank God I didn't listen to everyone that said you have to work your way out slowly and surely. I agree to that, but I think
You
this
might want to
country-
cut this part, but even the ex-girlfriend said not to do it.
Really?
You have to listen against your own. So the girlfriend at the time, hey,
Well,
you're not ready.
no.
Hey, you're not ready. But he was ready.
That was the wrong girl.
Yes.
No, I don't want to say that either. I just, it's just things in life that, today you remember, and thank God you didn't listen. Not to, I wouldn't point that out, but it's also, family, what their, beliefs, how they started, how they came up into, and how they were raised.
Mm-hmm.
We don't come from big money, as you know, we actually come from nothing. We, in financial terms, we come from a lot of love, a lot of support from our parents.
Well,
and
that's
the
more
family.
valuable than
more than
anything.
nothing, and that's what maybe the other people were lacking. And but again, I don't want to say that's. I just want to say thank God I listened to my dad and not anyone else.
So I think we didn't answer your question correctly on the two questions. You said what was your worst deal,
Right.
and you asked him what was
His heart is closing.
his hardest closing. So which one was your hardest closing?
Hardest closing, as an attorney, or
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
which one do you have in mind? Because
No. I mean, I could give you mine, but
okay, no, for me, there's so many. For me, it's when there's a lot of code violations and issues.
Yeah, that's
titles or
the boring
judgments,
part
or
of
we
it.
have an aggressive creditor that won't even allow to a partial release, or we have something negotiating with the other part that doesn't know what documents, or even they just they have a judgment or they have a lien, and those are you have to teach them and actually get them to understand that there's ways to clear title, and everyone wants to close, right? Everyone just wants to close.
It's not so simple, is it?
It's not. But we, like he said, we love what we do. I strongly have a passion for helping clients and
Mhm.
realtors, see the other side of the coin,
Mhm.
which is not just the perception that most people have. We open doors. No, we provide a service, and it must be the
Yeah.
best one, because if not, then they'll go somewhere else. And we want to be the twins that you say you must go to the twins. Yeah.
Well, you're growing rapidly.
And
Yeah, the twin it's the twin sales pitch, it's already out there. We want to make it a little bit different. We have to create our own slogan because the twins are already taken.
What is
Property
it? What
Brothers.
Oh, the property
The
brothers.
Property Brothers, all that stuff is
yeah.
already taken.
Yeah.
We'll create
and
something
now there's
soon.
actually some twins brothers in the news or something like that. They're not good. That's not good for us right now. But
The Alexander Brothers.
they were
from Oregon, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably something we shouldn't talk about. It's not a very
Yeah,
good situation.
yeah.
So, and they had the market. They had
Everything.
they had everything.
They had everything.
They had everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, like.
I've never met them, but I know they had some pretty amazing listings.
Yeah.
They did a lot of business.
Yeah. I used to look up to them.
Hmm.
So.
Not cool. It's not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool.
No.
But I think that as twins, as the same as we look exactly the same sometimes. We're so different, and that's actually for our benefit.
Hmm.
He is a shark as a negotiator. I take out my hat, when it comes to him, because
Mhm.
he'll make it work for the client, and never putting at risk the client's money or deposit.
No.
And I'm more of the just, right? Even if a client is trying to do something unjust, I'll try to calm him down. But we complement each other, and the one thing that we share common is the client first. The client first.
We are ethical, like I said. I keep repeating that because that's
there's-
the first 5 chapters of the book talks about being ethical and how being ethical corresponds to real estate, right?
Absolutely.
So I think that's what we have the same. And as far as what he's saying, yes, I could be more of a shark, more of a getting the deal done for a client,
Which is
because you
what
take
the
aside the
client-
feelings of it. But when there comes
Mhm.
feelings out, everyone has feelings, and everyone wants to make the best out of for everyone, and everyone wants to be happy and have everyone be happy. But then you are servicing your client. So I really do fight for who I'm servicing for.
What was your toughest deal?
My toughest deal, I think my toughest deal was a house in Doral. It was an Oasis house.
Mm-hmm.
My client will probably look at the video and laugh because she's really big on social media. So we'll share in social media. And we had a realtor that we became friends during the whole transaction. We were sharing pictures on our trips. I was skiing, he was skiing. He won't see me because we're blocked each other out this time. But we were at closing day. We were asking for a 2-day extension just because of problem with the loan, and then we had to keep extending just because of some terms. But he changed his whole way of talking to me as soon as we did that, and he was asking them for $200K more to close. It was COVID time, so prices were changing very rapidly.
Wow.
But it was dishonesty, and then he came back, removing. They got sued, so for me to stop my clients from getting sued, we had to give the commission, which he wanted it. This guy went after my commission, just solely after my commission. And then, lawyers became involved. My brother, I was crying, all the stuff goes on, right? And then when you really feel a family that, it's crying, it was a multi-million-dollar house, but it's not about the price, it's about what was happening. And that hit me really strong. And that's where I almost decided, I'm like, is this for me or it's not for me? But then I came through, everything, went well. And then you learn from those mistakes. I was a nice person, and it doesn't say that I shouldn't be a nice person, but you learn from those mistakes. And that would never happen to me again.
Because now you have it in writing with me.
No, now I don't trust anyone that says, any extension of the day, don't worry about it. No. Commitment date
You've
comes.
got to paper it. Have to paper it.
Everything goes on the
Even if
dates.
it's 2 days, you have to paper it.
Yeah. So you learn from experience, and you learn from going through things like that, and trust. But now I trust, and the paper goes hand in hand. So there has to be the trust in the paper.
And I agree 100% because that's what I do. I'm here to prevent those issues. So as long as it's in writing, there's nothing to leave it in the air. So it avoids.
You have a lot of experience, Mark, but you notice in this business that you think you can trust, like any other business. You think you can trust until you get screwed. It's about not getting screwed so many times, and going through life not getting screwed so many times.
Which I see an opposite side to it, completely different. I see whoever screws, in this business, is they're wrong. People talk, and reputation is everything, and it'll stay with you. I don't have any hard feelings, you know.
This is a hard business, whether you're on the legal side of it or you're on the real estate side. So it's not that we teach it, so it's cut and dry. We teach it, so it's simple. But when you get to the next level, when you go from owning a 4 unit building to owning a 40 or 400 units, it becomes a very cutthroat business, okay? And that's why you have to articulate everything in the contract. And then you need an attorney who doesn't just understand the legal side of it. He has to have, in Yiddish we call it sechel, which means brains, okay? He has to have brains when he looks at something and said, you know what, this doesn't really work. And I prefer lawyers that actually give me their own advice.
Yeah, what they
So-
think, you know, what you should do, for sure. Yeah.
I want to be told sometimes. Even after all the years of experience, there are times when I'll sit back on a deal and I'll let my lawyer handle it, and then he'll tell me, you know, they didn't concede to this, they didn't concede to that, and I'll be like, okay, let me take care of it. And then I'll call and get it taken care of. And that's just the way I am. Because for me, everything is a nail. I'm going to hit it on as hard as I possibly can. So I'm not super finesseful. You know, I'm super blunt.
But that's why you have different personalities in the business, right? You gotta be able to adapt and see who you're dealing with, right? But you should be who you are. This is a business. This is life. This is people. So
For me, you know, thankfully, because, you know, today I can say that I whoever walks into the door of our law firm must be ethical and you know, this is our house. We teach each other, we treat each other with respect and love, and you know, it's been great in that sense. You know, so far it's been helping people, receiving help back, and cooperating with each other. Where, you know, he's opening another office in Doral.
Congratulations, by the way.
thank you.
The space is going to look cool as hell.
Yeah, we'll sure to invite you to the grand opening.
As long as there's good food.
Always
yeah.
good food.
Oh, yeah.
Argentinians,
And
we
party.
always bring.
We'll be there.
And there's always a
We'll
party.
be there without anything.
We are known for the
So-
good parties that we throw on the grand openings, so it's always a fun time.
It's always.
If you had one thing that you wanted people to know about the two of you, don't answer it. I want you to answer for each other. What would you want people to know?
Let's give a second here. So
I
what
can- I can
would
go
we
first.
want from my brother, basically, right?
But in a good, no, in a good.
Yes.
Something that, you know, it applies to both, but you know, to him too, that people may not know. You know, we thrive on others' success, on others'
I love that.
good news. We are not, you know, and I say this both. He is the first person to get happy when you know, something good happens to you, and the first person to accompany you when times go tough. What I seen him, you know, over the years do to friends, talks about a lot about him, and you know, any disappointments come with doing good. So you know, you learn. And, you know, he can get disappointed, but I think it's part of it. He's tough.
I'm still disappointed.
Yeah.
Sometimes people let you. So I always say that this is, and then you can answer. I always say this, okay, and I tell this to everybody. Numbers don't lie in our business. People do. And I'm sure people have brought you deals, and they tell you how great it is, and it's just not even close. And that's this business. But as long as you are sophisticated enough where you guys have gotten to, you now know what to do.
So it's like something that my dad said. We come this far, looking at every deal, studying everything we do, to have one deal make us fail. So we need to study every single deal to the teeth for us to move forward, because it's taking us so much work and money and, you know, to get this far, for something to to mess this up. So we are very careful with everything we do, and we have maybe 10 set of eyes looking at the deal. So that's the only way.
Yeah, no, he has a great team. So do I. You know, and we're just growing and bringing in the right people. That's part of it for us.
I cannot do this myself. He cannot do it himself.
I don't even intend to.
Yeah.
This cannot get done by ourselves.
And
Yeah.
as we
And
keep
it's,
growing,
and,
we
it's,
need more
and
people.
it's having the right people around
Exactly.
you.
Definitely. Creating
Because they lift you up.
Definitely.
We lift
So-
each other up, and,
Yeah.
and
You don't want to
it's-
be the smartest one in the room, and you
It's-
don't want to be the
It's
dumbest.
nice. It's nice. I wish that I had the same relationship with my older brother, who happens to be brilliant, but he suffers from mental illness. So,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, it's very
Sorry.
hard. Very,
I mean,
very
this is mostly for the cameras, guys. Well, we get down, we go different ways. No, I'm kidding.
hard.
We love each other. We talk to each other every day. But
So
we
you had
fight.
to come here to hear that.
We fight with each other every day.
No, that's the
This
first
is
thing I'm
a
telling my
part of
dad.
the business.
Yeah, you're gonna call him,
He
right?
told me he loved me.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, like I said, and you were
But
asking.
at least you didn't have to wait till he was 40. for
Yeah,
him
or
to tell you
to
that.
get married or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. No.
No, it's funny when it's our birthday. I don't think we say happy birthday to each other.
No,
No, because it's his birthday and it's my birthday. So.
you have to text me when your birthday is, so I want to put it in.
Yeah.
in my-
So
in
we
my
get at
phone,
least. Yeah.
so I can
We
see
don't-
the
yeah, it's
flowers
weird.
and the balloons
We-
and everything.
It's
so,
it's different type of love.
For me, I'll be like, hey, you wrote to me. I'm
nice.
we have, like I said, we complement each other. I talk more. I'm more in personality wise into like how you feeding, and he is more into the business, which is
How many times a
amazing.
day when you guys aren't together do you talk on the phone?
Oof. No, he calls me today. I can probably find 6 or 7 calls already.
Yeah.
And
But to him and my dad, it's just insane.
That's nice.
But it's business. It's business. It's just checking up on each other. Hey,
yeah, and if not, he'll call my assistant
Yeah.
or in
I
the
love
same
it.
ways.
I love it.
Um,
So if you guys want to let everybody know where you guys can be found on social media, on all the platforms.
Definitely. So to start with Avenew Realty Corp, you can find us everywhere. So Instagram mainly, and we have offices in Doral, Brickell, Sunset. So come check us out. We are growing fast, and we'll be taking over your zip code soon.
So you can find me at Andres.Oneway Law. That's my personal IG. The law firm is Oneway Law Group, and we're here. Well, I'm here for every realtor in South Florida. We do closing from the Keys to Tallahassee. We have attorneys prepared to handle your cases, and we'll be excited to work with you, along with you, and representing you.
Guys, listen to me. If you want to get a deal done and you want somebody that's going to make sure you close it properly and that there are no issues, this is where you go. And guess what? If you want to find a deal and make sure that you get a good deal, because he's going to tell you if you're buying an overpriced piece of property, that's a piece of crap. And most real estate people are just looking at the commission. We had an off-camera conversation, and they were saying it's not about what you make, it's about helping people. So guys, check them out. Find them on Instagram. What are you on Instagram? What's your
Andres.Oneway Law Group.
Andres.Oneway Law Group.
Horacio Avenue Realty.
Perfect. Guys, we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.